Hello, everybody. Richard Tromans here at Law Punx, and we're doing another episode today with Horace Wu, who has got a great point that he wants to make. Hi, Horace. Good to have you on the show. Before I hand over to you, let's just preface that idea. As Horace explained it to me, it is basically that law firms are wasting a lot of money, particularly on AI. Horace, over to you.
Well, Richard, thank you for having me. And listeners, thank you for giving me these couple of minutes to rant. And I'm going to start by telling you something you should already know, which is law firms are wasting a huge amount of money right now on Gen AI. And everyone's kind of going out there claiming they've got return on investment from investing in Gen AI products and whatever they're doing. And I would say that is absolute BS for a number of reasons. One, the calculation of ROI is a financial metric. It is all about money gained, money saved, or money retained. And a lot of law firms are claiming ROI as this fuzzy concept of, oh, it makes people feel good. It's introducing efficiencies. It's saving us time. Unless those things are mapped against dollars, that's not ROI. That's something else. So let's talk about what this something else is and whether it's actually worth the money that you're spending on this. And I think the answer is also no to that, by the way. So right now, there's a lot of people who are going out there buying products like Harvey and Legora and other platforms. And I think they're good platforms for what they are. But is it really giving people that much of an uplift from subscribing for a much cheaper direct subscription to OpenAI or Claude or Gemini? Questionable. So let's kind of assume that these platforms do give you some additional value. Things like convenience. It's got pre-made workflows. Things like it's got inbuilt domain expertise because the smart folks at Harvey and Legora and the other companies are all building in their domain expertise. So you can just click a button and get a response. Well, if you're a top tier firm, do you think your lawyers are smarter than the folks at Harvey and Legora? Probably. Even if you're not a top tier firm, are your folks going to know your subject matter better than Harvey and Legora and the other folks? Probably. And it comes down to, if you know what you're prompting into these models, you can get these models to do what you want rather than what someone else has pre-programmed them to do using whatever it is they're doing. So let's strip that away, right? So if you know what you're doing, then that's going to give you a better result using a raw model like OpenAI or Claude. So are you investing in training your people, in teaching them how to play with these machines? And I have a story. And the story is actually this morning, my brother messaged me and he's looking to buy a property. And he's like, hey, what does this contract say? What does a contract for sale say? And I'm like, I don't know. I haven't done conveyancing for like 15, 20 years. And he said, why don't I just put it into GPT? And I said, you can. And it can probably tell you the answer because these are public documents and they'll definitely be in the training set. The question is, do you know the right question to ask? And that comes back down to, do you trust your people, your law firm people, your in-house people to know the right questions to ask, or do you trust some external vendor to know the right questions to ask? And if the answer is you trust your internal people, then you got to ask, am I spending the money in the right way? Does it make me feel better to outsource my thinking and outsource my planning and outsource my prompting to someone else to do it? And the answer may be yes. But you have to consciously decide that, because otherwise you're wasting your money. And I'm going to make two more points about wasting money. The first is there's a difference between 80% accurate versus 80% useful. And I think a lot of times people are conflating the two. People going out there going, oh, we've now got these machines that are 95% accurate. It's like, okay, it's 95% accurate, but you still have to check every single word of the output. Is that 95% useful in that case? Questionable, right? So all of these kind of things are making you think about, well, is it really giving us actual return on investment, or is it making us feel better? And if it's making you feel better, then buy it on the basis it's making you feel better. There's an example, and this is the final story I have in mind, and I'm going to maybe talk some more, but maybe wrap it up. There's a famous example right now of Freshfields going out there partnering with Google to build stuff. And it's a very unusual strategy because not no other firms, very few other firms are going out there building their own things. Most people are buying Harvey and Legora. And I would argue that the reason you buy Harvey, Legora, and platforms is because you are having FOMO. You don't want to be left behind. And that's a key phrase here. If your motivation is, I don't want to be left behind, then buying those platforms, absolutely the right decision. Are you going to pull ahead? Are you going to have a competitive edge from buying those platforms? Probably not. Probably not. So if your motivation for spending your money is you want to feel good, you don't want to be left behind, then I would say, yes, go and buy those platforms. It's a ready-made solution that you're going to spend millions and millions of dollars on. I wish you'd give me that money, but no. Go pay those people and get what you want. But if what you're trying to do is pull ahead, take advantage of the market, take advantage of this technology, which is so magical, then are those the right decisions to be making? Should you be instead spending your money on training your people, on getting advantages from taking their knowledge and their expertise and putting it into a platform that will give you so much more flexibility? That's the question. That's why I say, Richard, people are wasting their money right now. Because if it is true that most people argue that we are investing in Gen AI to have a competitive edge, then the investment in the platforms, I would argue, is not giving you a competitive edge. It's letting you keep up with the Joneses. And if that's your real motivation for buying these platforms, congratulations, you've achieved your goal.
Fantastic. Interesting, controversial, good stuff. Quick question, because we're almost out of time, but one very, very quick question. Might say, convenience, yeah, that's probably the simplest way of putting it. Isn't convenience something that we all like, right? We all like using Uber, we all like using delivery services and so on. Is there anything really bad, a big law firm with many, many lawyers just saying, hey, look, convenience, let's just bring it all together, one product, it's very simple?
I would argue that is a great reason to buy these platforms. If convenience is the motivation factor, I can go down to 7-Eleven at the corner and buy some food. It's super convenient. Is it tasty? Is it gourmet? Is it the type of food that clients pay $1,000 an hour to get? No, it is not, but it's convenient. And that is a great reason to buy 7-Eleven.
All right, to be continued, but thanks, Horace. Awesome stuff. Thank you very much.
Thank you.